Hey Aries, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with sun, moon, or rising in Aries. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I was just saying that there was something about the potential here. So there's something about this person finding themselves in a really dark place because the potential of this connection has been lost. That they couldn't see clearly, and almost like this darkness, this dark place that they found themselves in, this place of sorrow or disappointment, heartbreak. It's brought them to this place of wanting to have that potential back, and that potential of the realness of this. And the aces are all about potential. The Ace of Pentacles in particular would be about the potential of something solid, something firm, something real. So there is kind of that energy there. Yeah. Wow. We'll get into that. Wow. They're in their head. They got in their head about this. Through this darkness. I feel like that's what has made them realize a lot of stuff. It's like they kept this connection, the loss of this connection, playing on repeat in their minds. Whoa, okay. I'm really feeling drawn to this Four of Pentacles, and I kind of want to start with that energy. So the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this is really interesting because it's tying into this owl spirit energy here. So the Four of Pentacles in reverse can talk about a reevaluation of what's important to us. And what's going to like truly make us happy. And I think that has to do with how this person is able to see things more clearly now. So with the Four of Pentacles, and with Pentacles in general, this can talk about our finances, this can talk about our security, our wealth, and those things may have played into this connection, but this is also about that stability, that realness, that grounded energy like we were seeing with the Ace of Pentacles. So this person is kind of reevaluating what they now think will make them happy. For some of you, I feel like there really could have been an element of financial strain or stress here. And there could have been the tendency for this person to overwork or to give the majority of their time and attention to work or to something that they thought would bring them happiness at the time. So this doesn't have to be about work, but this is a Pentacles card, and that energy could have been present in your connection. But it's really just about a reevaluation of our priorities, what we're hanging on to, what we're clinging on to, and really starting to look within and figuring out like, well, all of this stuff doesn't actually make me happy. And that could be where this kind of this thought of going through this dark place has made them see what would really make them happy. Because I think sometimes we as humans, we can take things for granted when we think that, you know, it's a done deal. So this person may have been chasing other things. They may have been using their time to pursue other things because they thought that this relationship was a done deal, or they thought they didn't have to put in the work. And it was only once it was gone that they realized, I might have been putting my focus and attention in these other places, but actually without that connection, I don't even care about this other stuff. Like, I'm not whole without this connection. There's regret here. Like, there's definitely messages of regret and reevaluation here. I'm really seeing that there's a realization that they placed their value, their attention on the wrong things, or they let someone. There's kind of this feeling that they let someone who's truly precious. So kind of, I'm getting this balanced out. This they're kind of showing me. Let me see if I can put this into words. They're kind of showing me like a this versus that. So it's almost like they just placed more value on something that really wasn't that valuable. Whereas over here, there was something actually precious. It would be like if you had a diamond that was, you know, worth a lot, and it was very beautiful, but you didn't quite realize that, and you were so interested in trying to hold on to all of these whatever, common pebbles. I mean, I love rocks, so I don't even want to put them in that position. But, you know, maybe you let the diamond that was really worth a lot slip through your fingers while you were trying to juggle all of these pebbles. So it's kind of an analogy, but it's like they're realizing that the value was somewhere else. They were clinging on to something that wasn't actually precious, and they let something that was truly precious, that was truly valuable, slip through their fingers. And that kind of gives me the feeling that they could have been caught up on frivolous things, or things that they now look back and think that's frivolous, that's meaningless, it doesn't matter. Things that they now realize aren't as important as they thought. This could even be they realize that some people in their life shouldn't have had as much influence over their life and over their decisions as they did. And that now they have to pay the consequences. So if they listen to this person, or if they let this person dictate how they were going to act, and they contributed to the loss of this situation, it's like now they're, your person is there suffering the loss. And this person who was encouraging them, or who was taking up their time or whatever, you know, they're not there having to deal with this dark place that this person has found themselves in. So they're realizing that, you know, some people shouldn't play such a vital role in their life, or some people's advice shouldn't be taken. Even obstacles in their life that they at one time viewed as huge barriers, now those obstacles seem much smaller in comparison to the reality of losing this connection. So for some of you, there could even have been distance between the two of you and this person. Maybe it was a topic of conversation, like, you know, we would have to move, or we would have to make these big sacrifices. We would have to change our lives in some way. And this person felt like that was too big of an obstacle. They didn't know how to overcome this obstacle. And it doesn't even have to be anything that serious, but it's like there were obstacles in this connection that they thought were insurmountable at the time. And now that they look at it, they're like, you know what? I would have done that. I would make that sacrifice now. I should have made that sacrifice then. I shouldn't have been I'm hearing like such a wimp. I don't know where that's coming from. They beat themselves up. I was saying they get in their head. So we have the Page of Swords here. I was seeing a lot of swords energy here. 4 of Swords, Ace of Swords. They get in their head. They kind of beat themselves up, and they think, I was being such a wimp. I was being so avoidant. It seemed so hard then to figure out how to make this work, or to make that sacrifice, to make that choice. And now it seems like an easy choice. The choice is simple. Yeah. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse can also talk about being in self-protection mode. So this person might have had a guard up. For many of you, I really think that's the case, because the Page of Swords in reverse as well also talks about somebody who's holding back from expressing their truth. So this person really might have had a guard up. They might have been operating with barriers in place, and it made this connection really hard to do, to be in, to participate in, when the truth isn't on the table, when things aren't being voiced and expressed, and plans being made. Just more clarity, more straightforwardness. It feels like that was needed in terms of the connection, more straightforwardness in terms of the connection itself. What's really interesting about this is that I feel like this energy of the Page of Swords in reverse, it can speak specifically to holding back and not expressing our truth in a public way, or like a public forum. So for some of you, there might have been kind of an issue around this person acknowledging this relationship publicly. Maybe the two of you were never really official, or this person was hesitant to change their relationship status on social media or something like that. One way or another, it's like they might not have wanted to make the full commitment that they knew you deserved from them. So yeah, it could have been that when the two of you were alone, it was one story. Things felt a certain way. Promises were made. The whole vibe was different when it was just the two of you. And then in public, or around their friends, around their family, they were hesitant to commit. It was like they weren't really committing in a real way, and they were kind of dragging their feet for some of you. And this doesn't have to be a public declaration, but for a lot of you, I think it is. I think there's kind of like a hang up around a public declaration, or meeting the family, doing things that would make this like real, actually official, moving in together, taking some sort of step that would make this official. There was hesitance around that. I'm kind of getting, for some of you, all talk, no action vibes from this energy. And that could have been some of the problem here. This person might feel like they broke a promise to you. They broke a commitment to you. This could also be the energy of someone who abruptly cut you off, cut this connection off. This could have been you that cut them off too. But I feel for a lot of you, it was this person, they kind of just ghosted you. They went dark. And it could have been abrupt. It came out of nowhere. It's like, where's the information? Like, where's the information behind this? Where's the explanation as to why this is happening? And it's like they just weren't giving, they just weren't telling you why they were, like, what had changed. They just weren't saying what had changed. Yeah. Abruptly cut you off or suddenly pulled away. Because the pages are messengers, and this page of swords in particular deals with communication, sharing ideas. I feel like there really might have been a break in communication here. There could have been questions unanswered, things left unsaid. Even at the end of this connection, it could have been that things were still left unsaid. For some of you, if this connection never really got going, it never got off the ground, which is funny to say this, because this image on the page of swords, it makes me think of like a bunch of balloons that might just carry this page right off. She might just go floating right off. So we're in reverse here. It's like the connection's grounded. Something kept it from lifting off, from taking off, from going somewhere. So it could be that this connection never really got off the ground. And I feel like this has to do with a lack of communicating about things, a lack of sharing the thoughts that were going on in their mind, sharing the feelings that they were having. It's like they just wouldn't say the right things to allow this thing to take flight. I feel like they felt like, gosh, it feels like they felt pulled in so many different directions here. And it's interesting because now it seems like the choice is clear. They see clearly now with this owl spirit energy. They felt pulled in so many different directions before. They felt like they couldn't figure out where the clear choice, the clear option, the clear thing to do. Because it could even be that for some of you. It's like there was something they could have done. There was something they could have said. There was something you were waiting for them to do or say. And they never would do it. And it didn't really seem that clear to them now or then. And now it seems really clear. Now they can see it was that one. You see how he's pointing? And I feel like there's kind of like this space of time of like, was it that one? Was it that thing? Was that what I should have said? I should have changed. I should have done. But the choice seems clear now. In hindsight, it seems really clear. They wish they had seen that solution as to how to make this work at the time. But it does feel to me like they might have been closed off to new ideas. This page of swords in reverse, they might have been closed off to ideas about how to make this work, ideas about how to resolve problems, even closed off to the idea that you would want them, that you would be accepting of them for some of you. And also compromise is coming through too. It's like, they were closed off to the idea of compromising about a situation. They were firm. They were firm in their opinion about something, and they just weren't really seeing it any other way. They see it now. There's regret here. I want to look a little deeper. This was something that they wanted to hold on to. And I feel like, yeah, this does feel like something that just slipped right through their fingers. We have card 1. Interesting. Because they might view you as like you were the one and they let this slip through their fingers. So we have Agrine. This is sometimes pronounced, I think, Adrine. And I've even heard Edrine. So you just choose whichever one you like. Yeah, this energy talks about reliability. And it talks about adhering to your word, which is kind of blowing my mind right now. That's crazy, I feel like, because we were talking about how this person might have been all talk, and they might not have kept their word about something. They might not have kept their promise about something. There might even have been a timeline on this for some of you. We're going to do this by this time. We're moving in this direction. Like, there's an agreement here. This is what we want, right? And then they just like go a whole different way. So this is really a realization that they didn't keep their word. They didn't do what they said they were going to do when they said they were going to do it. They definitely have regrets. They think that they should have handled a lot of situations in this connection differently. And there is kind of that feeling that, like, you might have been the one. So this person might have, I feel like this might be somebody who has questioned your role in their life at this point. Like, being in this energy of having lost this, they might have questioned, was that person the one? Did I let the one slip through my fingers? Was that it? Was that my chance? Was that my opportunity? Because for a lot of you, especially if there's been like a space of time since you last spoke to this person or since this breakup, they've had a difficult time. I don't even want to say it like this, but this is how it's coming through, and I just gotta let it out. It's like they've had a difficult time replacing you, and it's not necessarily that they wanted to, but they didn't even realize that, like, some of these qualities that they were finding in you, some of the ways that you two were clicking, they didn't realize that that was it. Like, that was real. That was something serious. That wasn't something that was going to be easily duplicated. 6, 7. I'm trying to see if there's any kind of... We have the 7 of Cups here. Yeah, we'll look at that. We'll see. This card says self-preservation, service to spirit, youthful experience. I feel like this person might have been in kind of that energy of self-preservation, trying to hold on to the wrong things, trying to preserve a sense of themselves, maybe even like a sense of them before this connection, hanging on to the things and the ideas of the past. It feels almost like they didn't adapt quick enough. I do feel like this person is entering into this more balanced place. This well-being card. I think that they've become a lot more clear on what's actually good for them, who's actually good for them, what feels right. That one fell out. We'll get another. We have mirror. Yeah. I feel like for a lot of you, this relationship did kind of trigger this person. It actually showed them a lot about themselves. It showed them their own patterns that triggered them. And that's what makes, in their mind, so this is really interesting, that's what makes the two of you a good match. And that's where this sense of regret is coming from, because they see now you were able to mirror them, you were able to help them learn and grow in a way that must mean that there was something meant to be here. This was meant to happen. So mirroring each other, self-image, it's caused them to look at themselves differently, look at what they are prioritizing, who they're letting influence them differently, how they're seeing themselves and what they feel they're worthy of. Reflect on our wounds and introspection. Yeah, I feel like this person, they've either reached a place in their life where they are able to fall into this energy of introspection a little bit easier, or they are the type of person who has always been kind of introspective. I feel like that, because with this owl energy, it's like, I do think that this sent them into kind of a dark place, in that place of aloneness, that hermit energy, that place of recuperation. 4 of Swords, like, these energies are kind of coming to me, and it allowed them to look at the situation and come to terms with how they feel about it, gain that wisdom, passion. Wow. A lot of passion in this connection, a lot of attraction, chemistry, like each other equally. So I don't know how you feel about this person right now. This card also says having fun. So the two of you like must have really clicked at some point. I don't know if you still are interested in this person or not, if you would be willing to allow them to come back into your life or to give them a second chance. But it does feel like at one point these feelings were reciprocated and they're still holding on to these feelings. So at one point you guys you liked each other equally and you wanted this equally. And I feel like actions are what kind of changed that for them. They might have taken some actions that didn't make it seem like things were equal or balanced. They're still holding on to those original feelings. So let's see what, wow. Do they regret losing number 3? 8 of Wands. There's that 4 of Swords. I knew I was picking up on that energy. Wow. I feel like I want to clarify this even further. This person does have regrets, and they've gone into this period of introspection so that they could see things more clearly. 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Empress. The Knight of Pentacles. This person does have regrets, definitely. With the 6 of Wands energy, they want to bring this connection back. This is a victory card, so it's always like they want the victory. I feel like there also might be an apology here. For some reason, I'm like drawn to the laurel leaves in the 6 of Wands. And the laurel leaves are actually a symbol of victory. So they want the win. You know, they want to bring this connection back. But I'm also kind of getting this almost like this olive branch type of energy here. Like they want to extend some sort of apology, or they want to let you know that they have thought about this. They've contemplated this. And they see things differently now. The Knight of Pentacles wants to make a real offer here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is the Page. I don't know why I was calling this the Knight. This is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's the same energy, but it's like, I feel a little bit less like this person's ready to take action. Oh, I see this. I see why. I see why I was getting the Knight energy. It's this 8 of Wands. It's putting the movement and the speed behind the Page. So these two together are kind of giving me Knight of Pentacles energy. And this isn't a fast moving energy on its own. The Pentacles, it's more of a solid offer. I feel like combined with this 8 of Wands, this is about putting more speed than you would typically see with the with any Pentacles card at all. It's about putting more speed behind that, putting more action and more intention behind that, but letting there be a solid offer. There's definitely regret about not moving forward with a solid offer. And potentially about not apologizing. You're coming through as this Empress energy, so all of this abundant energy, all of this potential, someone that they feel very attracted to, very passionate about, someone they could build a future with. There's this element of fate here. And kind of timing, but it does feel like they think this connection came into their life for a reason. I'm definitely feeling regret here. And it sent them into a dark place. It sent them into a contemplative place here with this 4 of Swords. Definitely. Okay, I want to look at if this person wants to rekindle this, this connection. The World. Wow. This connection means a lot to them. I actually just heard it means the world to them. It would mean the world to them to have another chance. Do they want to rekindle? Wow. King of Pentacles. There's that solid energy again. The Hanged Man. The Lovers. My goodness. That's a clear yes. Bottom of the deck. The Seven of Wands. Wow. I feel like for some of you, this person has a lot of explaining to do. And I think that they know that. And that might be their one hesitation. Can they explain what happened? Will you hear them out? Will they be in defensive mode? And it's interesting because you have the Six of Wands and you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands talks about after a period of having like a lot of eyes on us, having that success, having that victory, having things go right for us, we might find ourselves in a place where we have to defend it. We have to defend like what we've gained. We have to defend all of this. And I feel like this person, they want this victory with you. And there's also a sense of urgency with the Six of Wands that I'm getting, because the Six of Wands talks about somebody who is highly desirable, highly attractive, and they feel this way about you. So they definitely have this feeling that you may have moved on without them. You may have actually literally moved on without them. That you will move on without them, that other people have their eye on you, and that you will kind of leave them behind if they don't get this figured out. But there's this sense of them going into this contemplative place of the Four of Swords, and seeing something, seeing that clarity in the darkness. And I feel like this person wants to rekindle this, and there's a part of them that's a little bit afraid about having to explain themselves, having to explain what they were thinking, what they were doing, what happened, also having to kind of defend these changes that they've made, because they want to show up as this new person, especially when it comes to presenting solid offers, having a level head, and like making real steps, taking real action. They want to present themselves as someone who can do all those things, but they worry that you might not trust that. You're going to be like, well, what happened before? What was that about? Like, I'm not going to just dive back into this without kind of knowing like how this is going to be different than the last time, because this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That's what they fear. So there's a little bit of them that stays stuck because they're not really sure if they can explain themselves, if they can explain what's going through their head, and why they chose what they chose, why they took the actions that they took. This Lover's energy here, yeah, they want another chance, because they really see something here. And like I was saying, this person might have been contemplating your role in their life. Like, is this a soulmate connection? I'm not sure if I want to say twin flame here, but some of you might be on the twin flame journey here. And it's like they've started to see this. Like, is there more to this? Is this a major part of my growth, my transformation? Did this connection like spur all of this growth and transformation in me? We have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy here with this World card, Gemini energy. Wow. Virgo energy. There's a lot of strong energy coming through with this. Pisces coming through pretty strong here. Yeah. I feel like they don't want to be in a defensive place. And that could even be old energy. Like that they were a lot of the time in a really defensive place in this connection. And they don't want to have to show up in that defensive energy again. Let's pull some romance angels. Wow. I feel like for some of you, you've moved on from this person. I totally forgot to say, we were looking at this person wants to rekindle, but obviously you might not want to hear from this person, so that's up to you whether you give them the time of day. We're just going to look from their point of view. But you may have moved on from this person, and there might have been something that they needed to move on from, a past relationship, a past connection, even a past situation in their life that was not conducive to being in this partnership. Could be something that they needed to release. But I feel like for some of you, this person is afraid that you've moved on, or they know for a fact that you have, and they kind of want you to release that. And it's interesting energy because it feels to me like they're almost putting like maybe your current partner in this position of your ex. Like they view this person as a past influence in your life. We also had the children card come out, and this can be talking about past. This person might have had a lot going on. There might be children in this. There might be an ex, a previous marriage or something. Express your love. I'm going to get one more message. This person wants to express something. They might even want to let you know that they have released a person or a situation in their life. There's something they want to express, something they want to grow. We have flirt. We have engagement. And we have honeymoon. I rest my case. I don't know what else to say. These cards flipped over all together. I was going to take the top, but I see here there's passion here. They feel this passionate energy. That's the second time you got passion. There's this desire to express with you, to flirt, to let you know how they're feeling, and to really move this forward with some kind of solid offer. Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, engagement, honeymoon. That's like, that's kind of how it goes, right? You get engaged, you get married, you go on a honeymoon. So there's kind of this this feeling of wanting to escape with you, this feeling of wanting to build and grow something with you, this Empress energy here, abundant energy, wanting to deepen the commitment. So it feels to me, for a lot of you, not only does this person want to rekindle what you once had, but they want to take it to the next level. And that could have been a place where you were stuck before. So they might have identified a place where this relationship came to a standstill. It came to a halt. Things got stuck, and they're like, they've gone into this contemplative energy. They've gone into this energy of trying to figure out where it went wrong, and trying to find the light in the dark. So it's like they've realized things, and they want to move it to the next level. And that will look different for everyone. For some of you, that's marriage is the next level. Some form of commitment, living together, having children together, blending your families. For others of you, that's a solid, real commitment, like being together in public and letting it be known. So it just depends on where you are in this connection. Titles could have been an issue here. That's coming up for some of you. Being in that position of being someone's boyfriend, girlfriend, having that commitment, having whatever that title is, that might have been important in this connection, and that might have been something that they weren't willing to give, or they weren't ready to give, and now they want to move to that level. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I really hope that these messages were helpful for you, that they brought some clarity to you. If you did resonate with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I'll see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.